How should you be optimizing your RSP withdrawals? If you're not sure, don't worry, you're not alone. Over the last month, this has been our most common inquiry for new meetings. Now, in my opinion, there's a major gap in advice when it comes to this part of retirement planning. It's one thing to save for retirement, but it's a completely different ballgame when the time comes to start drawing money out. And this is very unfortunate because a good withdrawal strategy can save you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes throughout your life. Let's review a recent example with a client to see how we can develop a retirement withdrawal strategy. And as we'll see, it's one thing to come up with a plan, but when the time comes to actually implement it, things can change drastically. Chris was 66, widowed, and retired, but he was open to going back and doing some part-time consulting work if the right opportunity came up. He had been working with an advisor at one of the big banks for many years, but felt that his retirement withdrawal strategy was not optimized. When he brought this up to his advisor, he was told he had nothing to worry about because he was in no danger of running out of money. Chris was receiving $1,200 per month for CPP, $713 for old age security, and he had a survivor's pension that was paying $3,000 per month. He also had a tax-free savings account valued at $125,000, an RSP worth $1.65 million, and a non-registered account with $350,000 in it. For expenses, Chris needed $7,500 per month after tax to meet his needs. Now, the no-worry plan that his advisor came up with involved living off his non-registered account until he was forced to convert his RSP into a RIF. At that point, he'd be forced to draw the minimum amount from the RIF every year, thus giving him an income. The benefit of this strategy is that Chris would receive his full old age security pension until age 71 because his income would remain under the clawback threshold. Now, once RIF withdrawals began, the plan was to only draw out the minimum so that the RIF could continue growing tax deferred. So we mapped this out using a rate of return of 5%, and Chris's advisor was right. He was in no danger of running out of money. By looking at Chris's net worth over time, we can see that he's using his non-registered accounts, indicated as purple here, first in retirement. By 2030, Chris is now 72 and he's forced to start drawing the minimum amount from his RIF, so we can see that the green bar starts going down over time. Now after 2030, Chris's non-registered account continues to go down in value because we're using those funds to keep topping up his tax-free savings account. Once we reach the plan's end at Chris's age 90, he has a TFSA and RIF remaining. The entire amount of his RIF would be taxable in the year of death, so this is leading to a tax bill of over $800,000 using Ontario tax rate, leaving him with a net estate of $1.4 million. So again, Chris's advisor was right, he's in no danger of running out of money, but is there a strategy that we can put in place to improve the picture even further? Rather than waiting until age 72 to start making registered withdrawals, I would advise Chris to start doing so right away. And we would actually target a taxable income of $145,000 per year. This would claw back his old age security, but we'll see that in the long run, it does make sense to do so. So what does that mean to target an income of $145,000 per year? So as previously mentioned, Chris had CPP and pension income of about $4,200 per month. So this is equivalent to just over $50,000 per year. I'm purposely leaving OAS out of this because it's going to be fully clawed back anyways. Let's also assume that he's receiving interest and dividends worth about $20,000 in his non-registered account. So this leaves us with $75,000 that we can draw from his RSPs right away to bring his income up to $145,000. If we implement this strategy and keep doing it over time, we can see that Chris's registered accounts are nearly depleted by the time he's 90. He's left with a non-registered account and a TFSA, and his estate is looking a lot more tax efficient. His final tax bill is $377,000, leaving him with a net estate of $1.92 million. That's an increase of over $500,000 compared to his current plan, even though we are completely missing out on the old age security pension. So now that we have a plan, how do we actually put it into action? Do we start drawing a monthly amount from his registered account to get to an income of $145,000 by the end of the year? Well, not so fast. Flexibility in retirement is key. So what I would suggest is that we keep drawing on the non-registered account and wait until the end of the year to make that withdrawal from the RSPs. Why do we want to do that? Because at the end of the year, we'll have more information available to us. We'll have a better idea how much interest and dividend he generated in his non-registered account. Maybe Chris went back to work, so now we have to factor that income. Maybe the tax rules change, so on and so forth. So the longer that we wait, the more time that we have to make a decision that is optimal for the situation. So at the end of the year, we make that withdrawal from his RSP and we use those funds to top up his non-registered account. Now the following year, same thing. The plan is to live off the non-registered account and we wait till the end of the year to make that withdrawal from the RSP, so on and so forth, and we keep doing that every year. So as you can see, having a good strategy in place can save you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes throughout your life. And if you feel this is an area of your plan that's lacking, check us out at transcanadawealthmanagement.com.